Welcome to this instructional video on installing the Arnott Coil Spring Conversion Kit on a Jeep Grand Cherokee WK2. We'll guide you through the process to ensure a smooth and safe installation experience. Before starting, ensure you have the necessary safety measures in place, which can be found in the vehicle owner's manual. Lift and immobilize the vehicle properly and isolate any stored energy to prevent injuries or damage. Lift the vehicle and deflate and disable the air suspension system per the vehicle manufacturer's instructions. Remove the wheel and disconnect the airline. Loosen, but do not remove, the nut connecting the upper control arm to the spindle. Then remove the steering arm from the knuckle. Disconnect the sway bar link from the sway bar. Then disconnect the wheel speed sensor and unroute the wire from the spindle. Now, remove the brake caliper from the hub and remove the lower strut mount bolt. Loosen, but do not remove, the upper strut mount nuts and disconnect the spindle from the upper control arm. Push down on the lower control arm to slide the strut lower mount over one side of the axle shaft. Please note that the driver's side axle shaft will need to be disconnected. Now, remove the upper strut mount nuts and then remove the strut from the vehicle. Install the new strut into the vehicle. Loosely thread on the upper strut mount nuts to retain the strut. Make sure to tighten all nuts and bolts to the vehicle manufacturer's specifications during the installation process. Push down on the lower control arm to slide the lower strut mount over the axle shaft. Use a jack or other appropriate equipment to raise the lower control arm and reconnect the spindle to the upper control arm. Then reinstall the lower strut mount bolt and nut. Now reinstall the brake caliper and wheel speed sensor. Next up is reconnecting the sway bar link to the sway bar and reconnecting the steering arm to the knuckle. To complete the installation, tighten the upper strut mount nuts, seal off and secure the airline in a safe location, and reinstall the wheel. To start the rear conversion, remove the wheel and make sure that the air suspension has been deactivated and deflated. Remove the airline from the air spring and remove the air spring. Remove the lower shock mount bolt and the wheel well liner. To complete the shock removal, remove the upper shock mount bolts, and you can remove the shock. Install the new rear shock into the vehicle and install the upper shock mount bolts. Make sure to tighten all nuts and bolts to the vehicle manufacturer's specifications during the installation process. Now install the lower shock mount bolt. Using an appropriate spring compressor, install the lower spring perch, spring, upper spring isolator, and upper spring seat into the spring pocket. Now finish the installation, seal off, and secure the airline in a safe location. Then reinstall the wheel well liner and the wheel. The last part of the conversion is the installation of the electronic bypass module. Locate the air suspension control module under the driver's side seat and disconnect the two harnesses. Please note that the harnesses will remain disconnected. Match the wires from the EBM to the wiring harnesses and splice them together with the T-tap connectors. Plug in the Arnott electronic bypass module and place the EBM in a suitable spot free from friction or pinch points. You have now completed the installation. Thank you for following our guide on installing an Arnott coil conversion kit for a Jeep Grand Cherokee. Proper installation ensures the longevity and performance of your vehicle's suspension system. Stay safe and happy repairing.